Hey everybody. So I'm out walking around the lake and I got a lot of things on my mind. But my mind's also quiet, it's not like bubbling. And it's strange how if I begin to speak or make a recording or something, the kind of the foam on the surface of my mind, it starts to become structured, right? It it becomes compelling in a way to my own consciousness. But I noticed earlier that there was a man, young guy, bearded, denim, baseball cap, sunglasses, and he was walking 8 dogs. And you know, our ordinary mind is inclined to see something like this and just think, of course, he's a dog walker, he's walking 8 dogs. No, think about the fucking problem for a moment. You have 8 leashes. They mustn't become tangled or the whole thing collapses. The dogs are separately very excitable. If you show them a cat, or as I just watched him walk past, a goose, within 2 or 3 feet of their face, the dogs are going to go nuts, we would imagine, right? Not these dogs. These dogs are not from one place, right? Very unlikely that even 2 of them are from the same place. This guy's walking the dogs. None of them are pulling on the leash. None of them get overexcited when they see, you know, animals or even food. The coherence that he's holding over that pack, it looks supernatural to me. It doesn't. Now you could say, oh, he just, you know, these are just very well-behaved dogs. No. They'd have to be super well-behaved not to tangle 8 leashes at all. I watched him walk for, you know, a quarter mile, no tangling. These dogs are walking like they are one organism. And the coherence in that pack is superb, right? It's it's unimaginable. Now, you see examples of humans doing pack coherence behavior that's really profound. We make movies about this, little heroic and or criminal gangs, right, that want to, for example, hold up an armored car or take over parts of a foreign city and restructure the entire framework there for 2 hours while they keep something terrible from happening. Or cheerleaders, right, or sports teams, or rock bands. You can see this really high coherence. Now, in almost all of those things, the people who are doing them, those things, they are not free. They are not free separate agents. What they are is capable of enacting a set of rules together that produces group coherence. And most of those highly coherent little groups, little pods, they have a conductor, right? Someone who's not doing the rules, someone who is synchronizing them. And from outside the group, viewing them and reorganizing them, correcting, enhancing, all of these things, right? And we seem to think that humans really want to be free. Well, if the catastrophic decoherence that we commonly experience as separate, isolated human beings is freedom, I think we're confused about the whole idea of what liberty means. Because often liberty really means membership in a structure that's trusted, tried and true, right? Virtuous, triumphant, not in some representation of triumph, but in actual triumph, right? Something that like all of life on earth would stand up and cheer about, or the entire history of human ancestors be like, wow, they did it, this kind of thing. Truly virtuous, truly noble endeavors, not necessarily like football games or, combat. If actual evil shows up and the good guys form a coherent team and overcome it together, that's worthy perhaps of combat. Bunch of little simulated make-warring shit, that's not worthy of combat. That's stupid and lethal and kills that fucks up the entire system of being human. But I was just noticing the incredible coherence of this pod of dogs. And the guy is so nondescript, right? You wouldn't, if you were a woman, you might give him a couple of looks. It's not that he's unattractive. He's incognito, right? The beard, the sunglasses, the baseball cap, the denim. He looks like, any guy. I watched him walk those dogs right past a male goose that was within maybe 4.5 feet of the left side dogs. Barely a reaction. Slight sniffing in that direction. The coherence of the pack is extraordinary. I'm nearly certain those dogs don't live together. I'm going to actually ask that guy a couple of questions if I see him again. Because it's an example of what happens when the registers of human authorization are coherently organized and informing each other, right? There's a feedback loop. It's not the man is dictating what the dogs do. It's a dog-man, symbiosis, right? It's a dog-man thing, a man-dog thing, a sky-man, right? Earth, moon, dog, man, sky, all these things, right? So neither one of them have their ordinary identities, but it's that the dogs fully authorize the guy walking them. And, you can argue, well, they're well trained. Okay, they're still doing it, right? The coherence of that little pod is very shocking to me. And I think it has something to say about the possibilities of our human creativity, skillfulness, efficacy, under a coherent, I don't want to use the word regime, but it is a structured register of authority where the layers are trustworthy, right? They're not fake, they're not counterfeit, they're real. And under that kind of situation, the best lights of our humanity don't merely wake up and come to life. They're capable of unifying and exceeding all previous historical inactions. So there's like a portal here, behaviorally for human beings, that we've seen taken over by tyrannies and, bullshit, again and again and again. But we should recognize that underneath that seemingly dire history, there's a shining jewel of something that we can actually achieve and travel with and for together into futures where our humanity acquires truly meaningful expressions and roles and relationships toward missions that matter.